Hello everyone, and today I'm going to show you the fantastic Trackspacer plugin and how I use it in my mixing, and hopefully to give you some ideas for your own mixing situation. I can't remember how much it cost, but it wasn't too expensive. Let's just listen to how it sounds.
Oh no, I've been taken for a ride, and now I'm flipping it and going to the other side. I wanna live my life. I need to. Oh no, I've been taken for a ride, and now I'm flipping it, I'm going to the other side. I wanna.
So I hope you can see from what I've just done there what's happened. So what's happened is you've got a low cut signal, you've got a high cut signal, and all it's doing is saying which part of the low cut, how much of the low cut do you not want affected by the female vocal, and how much of the high cut do you not want affected. So if you go right to the top, it will just cut at 20 hertz, or just go down, into the middle there. And the amount, it just says how much in terms of the amount of response do you want? How much do you want it to be affected? The lower you have, the less it's going to be affected. If you go to 0, nothing will be affected. And the higher you have, the most effect, and it will be very highly affected. So in this case, I've got the Trackspacer on the drum group, okay? And the way it's set up, and if you've got Ableton 10.1, the way it's set up, if you've got Ableton 10.1 or above, you can actually sidechain the vocal using the plugin that you want, and this is the vocal, track 8, against the drum group. And I've just literally placed the Trackspacer on the group that's affected. So I know that sounds a bit of a handful, but actually it is pretty easy once you get your head around it. Okay, so let's just hear it again. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just mess with the high cut just to let you know how it sounds.
Oh no, I've been taken for a ride, and now I'm flipping it, I'm going to the other side.
So as you can see, the amount on the high cut is basically on those same frequencies, is cutting the frequencies at a very high amount. But if I reduce it, it's much more subtle. So I would expect, what I tend to do is I don't actually have a lot. I just have enough for those frequencies that clash to just be subtly out of the way of each other. So I think this is a really very accurate and very useful tool for getting that vocal and cutting those frequencies away from the vocal frequencies as you need.
Oh no, I've been taken for
if you've got a set of frequencies you just don't want moving, you're just happy to freeze it without them moving dynamically, then you can press the freeze function. Okay, that's almost like, basically, it's almost like an EQ.
I wanna live my life. I need to. Oh no, I've been taken for a ride, and now I'm flipping it, I'm going to the other side.
So I'm just bringing more of that signal back in. We're going to move the drums away from the bass. So let's get the bass sound in there. Now let's just check that out. So you can see here that I'm just affecting the low frequencies. I'm getting the low frequencies away from each other. But you could just freeze that. It's just fairly constant in terms of its signal and saving your CPU. But another thing I want to show you is if you click this little blue button and reduce the attack it'll move at a much faster rate. It's much more sensitive. And that's what you want with something quick like a bass. You can also affect the mid side if that's something you want. The default is left, right. And you might even want a quick release. You can turn it down a bit. Okay, I've never used sidechain. I'm not going to go into what that is. You can actually, if you want, you can pan the frequency response to left or to right. I think you'll find that the best way to use this is actually on the vocals. It just makes so much space for the vocals. So I'm hoping I've explained it in sufficient detail. If you've got any questions, please send a message in the YouTube comments. But other than that, thanks a lot, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.